the worst president in history. That's what he's going to go down as. So one on Shemaine Diamond K, of course, in here, radioonfire.com, thediamondkshow.com. So glad that you could join us. A lot of things going on. A slam jam-packed day. Donald Trump impeached after the Capitol riot in the historic second charge. I mean, this hasn't happened before. Donald Trump impeached by the U.S. House today, charged with incitement of insurrection. Let's think about that. The president has been impeached for inciting insurrection in the Capitol. He's the president. We're one week removed from the deadly mob siege of the U.S. Capitol. In a swift and stunning collapse of his final days in office. 1 week from today, Trump will be gone. Now, gone from the White House, but still a major force in the Republican Party. And that's an issue for them. But in many cases, it could be an issue for America. So with the Capitol now secured by the National Guard troops, armed National Guard troops, it should have been that way. But of course, people are saying, I mean, the president, he wouldn't bring riots and destruction and death and all of this stuff to the Capitol, not the president. Yes, the president Donald Trump, who is not qualified, as we said many times, not qualified to carry the water for the president, whoever that is. So anyway, the House voted 232 to 197 to impeach Trump. Oh, I'm glad to see it, but man, talk about waiting till the last minute. So the proceedings moved at a lightning speed. You know, last time it took months. This time, a couple days. Lawmakers voting just 1 week after the violent pro-Trump rally that had loyalists of the president ransack the Capitol. And day by day, more information about this treasonous behavior. Supporters of the president will try to say, oh, Black Lives Matter, they did something to target. And this is the Capitol. These fake patriots try to act like they really, support the flag and love the country, and they were mad at Kaepernick because he took a knee. These fools, murder and thieves and despicable people, beat a police officer to death with a flag, or beat him with the flag, and beat the other officer to death with the fire extinguisher, like barbarians. Like barbarians. The president called for his supporters to fight like hell against the election results, which saw him lose multiple times. His votes were counted and recounted, and he still lost. Sometimes he lost more on the recount than he had in the beginning. All this winning that he's doing, right? 10 Republicans fled from supporting Trump, joining the Democrats, who said that he needed to be held accountable. This is true. He is a clear and present danger if Congress should leave him unchecked before Joe Biden's inauguration. And what's ironic to some people, not to me, is that even after the danger that his own vice president, Mike Pence, one of his most loyal bootlickers, faced, now Pence does not want to help remove Trump from office early because he's more than likely scared. So it's no surprise there. So anyway, as I said, Trump being the only U.S. president to be twice impeached. He's only had one term and already impeached twice. But this was the most bipartisan presidential impeachment in modern times. More so than Bill Clinton back in 1998. So the Capitol insurrection stunned and angered Americans, lawmakers, everyone, except for, Trump supporters. These lawmakers were sent scrambling for safety, running for the hills. And this impeachment happened in the very room that many of them ran from just 1 week ago. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi channeled Abraham Lincoln and the Bible, urging lawmakers to uphold their oath to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. For many years now, we've known that we have a domestic threat in Donald Trump. Nancy Pelosi said he must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all love. Very true, but does everyone love this nation? Do you think Trump loves this nation? The way that he urged his supporters to behave? Did that feel like patriotic love for this nation? Is that what it feels like? No. That's not what it feels like. So the president, holed up in the White House, can't post on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, nothing, right? Holed up in the White House watching this unfold on TV. Trump released a video, looked like a hostage video, where somebody wrote up something nice for him to say. Made no mention at all about the impeachment. Doesn't talk about COVID-19, the pandemic, none of that. Everything is just about himself. Tried to appeal to his supporters and refrain from any further violence or disruption at Biden's inauguration. He said this: like all of you, I was shocked and deeply saddened by the calamity at the Capitol last week. Donald Trump is saying this after he told the rioters and looters that he was going to join them. This is his first condemnation of the attack. It's been a week. You think he really loves this country? Really? Grown men and women, Republicans, come on now. Really? 1 week. Some of his supporters died. He claims that he loves the police. 2 of them have died since then. 1 killed at the actual Capitol, beaten to death with the fire extinguisher. So yes, Donald Trump has been impeached for a second time. Trump tried to appeal for unity to move forward. There can be no unity until some responsibility has been taken for the actions that have gone down. Trump was first impeached by the House in 2019. We all remember that, over his dealings with Ukraine, trying to edge out Joe Biden. But now look, Joe Biden's going to be the president. The Senate, of course, voted to acquit in 2020. He is the first president to be impeached twice. I got to keep saying that. I got to keep reminding people. He's going to go down 100 years from now. When we're all, most of us, 100 years from now, we're going to all be dead and gone. Right? When they look back, Donald Trump is going to be remembered as the worst president. And it is very fitting that he is remembered that way. Joe Biden said in a statement after the vote that it was his hope that the Senate leadership would find a way to deal with their constitutional responsibilities on impeachment while also working on the other urgent business of this nation. Other things caused by Donald Trump, or at least exacerbated by Donald Trump. The pandemic has been made worse because the president, like he did with the rioters, has pushed a narrative that is filled with lies, just ignoring science, anti-maskers, all of that stuff. False and quack cures that the president has pushed has made this pandemic in America worse, and thus made the economy worse. So when President-elect Joe Biden talks about the other responsibilities, constitutional responsibilities, the urgent business of this nation, that's what he's referring to. That's what he's referring to. So some people may be fooled by Senate leader Mitch McConnell signaling his feelings. I don't trust Mitch McConnell. Neither should you. Actions speak louder than his signaling. If McConnell believes that Trump committed impeachable offenses, we will see. If he considers the Democrats' impeachment drive an opportunity to reduce the divisive, chaotic Trump from holding office in the Republican Party, we'll see. We will see. Whole lot going on. There's a whole lot going on, and I encourage people to pay attention. Pay attention. You're going to hear Republicans try to pacify and whine and moan like they do. Oh, let's talk about unity. Oh, this is divisive. Oh, was it divisive when a horde of marauders supporting Trump ransacked and pillaged the Capitol? Around the world, we look ridiculous. It's going to take a lot to restore some of what's been lost during these Trump years. It's going to take time. Trump, I'm sure, is angry at Mitch McConnell, angry at Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney, the number 3 Republican in the House, is the daughter of a former vice president. Now look, Dick Cheney had his own set of stuff going on. But, I mean, even he wasn't as bad as this. So from the White House, Trump learned that Lindsey Graham of South Carolina was, he tried to push him to get some of the Republican senators to resist. Chief of Staff Mark Meadows called some of his former colleagues trying to help the president out. Looks bad. Looks really bad for Don. He's got 7 days left. Who knows what's going to happen in these 7 days? We do know that Joe Biden is going to be the president on January the 20th. We're going to be here live on Radio on Fire covering this historic event. The National Guard presence, the military presence in D.C. A lot of times in this country, they overdo things. First, they underdo things, and then they overdo things, right? They overdo things. There are more National Guard soldiers in D.C. because of this ransacking of the Capitol than there are in many places overseas. The National Guard is protecting Americans from Americans. I don't want the impact of that statement to be lost. So I'm going to say it again. We have soldiers in D.C. protecting Americans from Americans more than we have overseas. Very divisive time. And these times have been brought on by Donald Trump. Some people may question impeaching the president so close to the end of his term. There is precedent. It was a while ago. But in 1876, during the Ulysses S. Grant administration, War Secretary William Belknap was impeached by the House the day he resigned. And the Senate convened a trial months later. He was acquitted. But this is not the first time that potentially this could happen. This is the first time that a president has been impeached twice. Donald Trump. So much winning. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. As I said, we will be here live 1 week from today for the inauguration of President Joe Biden. See you guys.